So you use the drain sewers as a means of transport?
Yes, they were built to divert water from an underground spring and are quite spacious. It seemed only natural to incorporate it into the overall structure.
But we won't be using it.
Not today. The flow is seasonal, and when the spring runs dry, the damp tunnels produce a rather poisonous type of fungi. There is an antidote, of course, but we won't be bothering with it today. Come, this way instead. We're almost there.
What an odd place. Oh boy, a tunnel. All right. Oh, there's a letter right there. Hmm. Oh. It was smart, but I mean, it didn't matter, it seems. Hmm. What is that? Pitiful throw. Ah, nothing I can knock down. Can I stand on the lever? Ah. Can I put it in my lantern? Worth a try. Always something or another. I didn't. No, I did check the door. I was just. I didn't even check that door. Someone hasn't been taking care of this. All the water damage and whatnot. Beautiful and wild orchid seems a testament to nature's strength, being able to grow inside Brandenburg. Unless it was Alexander's studies and care which enabled the flower to blossom. Seems like a mistake.
Herbert, how did we find this place?
An old friend back in Algiers gave me a map.
Why isn't he with us? Didn't he want to come?
He wanted to, Daniel, but things don't always turn out the way we planned.
It's true. Do I need to put this on something? Maybe. Find out when I turn these valves. Maybe not. Yeah, that did whatever that's doing. I have no idea what this place is. I don't know what that is either. I'll deal with that in a second. A lot of those pipes laying around. Machine, 13th January 1799. Work I put into this machine is unequaled by the reasoning of any man. The thought that generations of men have passed away since I first attempted to reconstruct this design is most tiring. The limitations of the world have made my work incredibly difficult. It has forced me to build this thing almost 100 times larger than the delicate contraption it tries to emulate. Not to mention the flow of tame lightning, crudely replaced by pressured steam, pushing its way through pipes and turbines. It shames me to think of what the inventor would have thought of my monster. Where he works with a magnifying glass to carefully fix all the parts, I push 5 men to erect a tower of wrought iron in the hope it will have even the tiniest hint of the power found in the traveler's locket. Fine. Middle, or middle, up, middle.
Daniel, is that you? What are you doing?
Oh. I knew I needed those. Grab it. You're out of the way. Please. And that's the only one. Oh, wrong side. Whee! Whee! Is there one not down here? I said that in the most backwards way I could have. Whee! Okay, let's see. I don't know what that did, but I did it. Oops. Oh wait, that's what this is for. It looked like I just yanked the thing off, I'll be honest. I think that was my own fault. The blue light blinded him as he had done it inside the murky tomb in Algeria. It was just as enchanting and he tried to approach it, but the Baron's firm hand held him back. Eee. Purpose of the inner sanctum had always been to study the orbs and find a way to force them to yield their power. However, he was still unaware of this. Water levels.
You're conserving water from the spring.
Yes, it enables me to control the water in the drain sewers to some extent. Also, it can be used for all sorts of purposes.
Like for drinking.
Well, that too. But mostly to run different machines.
Ah, like water mills.
Exactly.
Am I walking in water or is that them? Oh.
August 1839. There is no denying that Alexander puts a lot of faith into what I can only describe as magic. I'm not surprised. Even while traveling across Europe, I assumed I would have to embrace the supernatural to save my mind and life. As a novice, I do everything in my power to stay focused and not dwell too much on my own doubts. Alexander woke me up early and told me it was time we got started on our work. He was obviously excited to get going, and we headed downstairs to the old dungeon, where he preferred to tempt his rituals. It turns out that Alexander is a true Renaissance man, paralleled only by Da Vinci, I'm sure. He showed me several rooms fitted for specific research, such as anatomy studies, alchemy, and botany. The crown of Brennenburg must be the inner sanctum, a most hallowed ground where we shall attempt to permanently banish the orb's shadow.
Okay, I guess. Not even taking my chances in the water. Stay out of it as long as possible. Is that red? There is something in there.
8th of August, 1839. I could never be certain until today that I was on the right path. Using my orb, Alexander managed to channel its power unto us. The inner sanctum flared with blue, fiery light, and I could feel the same things I felt in the dark chamber in Algeria. It was like standing in a mad whirlpool of impressions. It was terrifying. But Alexander kept calm and wielded strange tools of science in order to tame the storm. Suddenly, the blue light was stained by strains of red, and the walls burst with pulsating tissue resonating with the scene. Alexander quickly covered the orb in some cloth, and the unspeakable thing vanished. Apparently, the orb's shadow is closer than Alexander thought. He said I should prepare for a warding ritual tomorrow. I'm not sure what he expects, but I have a bad feeling about this.
Let's see, I need to be over there. Ow. Ow. Rude. Stupid water, I swear.
1839. It is still early, and Alexander is busy preparing for the ritual later today. Seeing him this worked up makes me question why. What does he stand to gain? I realize he is curious about it all, but surely there must be more. Is he so foolish he will attempt to tame the power of the orb? I must admit that yesterday, when Alexander flooded the inner sanctum with blue light, I realized we had but graced the orb's true potential. This might turn out to be more than escaping a creeping shadow. It might be the beginning of something truly extraordinary.
Oh, I completely overlooked that. Little gremlins in the water. Waited for his eyes to adjust to the darkness, but no shape or contour appeared. Okay, so that side's done. Oh, don't tell me I can't go that way. A push from what? Push. Okay. Oh, that's acid. Or gas. A push from what? Oh, I see. I can't make that jump, can I? I might be able to. Alright. Oh no, the morgue. The red taint burst from the walls as if they had begun to bleed. He cried out in fear as the spectacle began to consume the blood shimmer.
Do you see, Daniel? It has yielded.
What?
The shadow.
It has?
For now. Come, let's get this out of here so we can get some peace.
Yes, let's. Where to?
Just down the corridor to the morgue.
Are there more dead men there?
You did well, Daniel. Come, let's get going.
Oh wow, that was a good grab.
Why are all these dead? Where am I? What's happening? Help! Anybody! Help!
Strange deaths among the servants and the prisoners have finally been resolved. It seems that the drain sewer, which has recently been opened up for use as a means of transport, is plagued by a peculiar poisonous fungi. The victims seem to have suffered an extremely quick outbreak of sickness affecting the entire body. Some of my men, including myself, are blissfully spared by this calamity, but it is clear that this cripples my progress. The prisoners die quickly and their contaminated Vitae lacks the energy I seek. I shall immediately start working on a vaccine. Vaccine enables my men to work in the fungi-ridden sewer is a definite success. Unfortunately, only a few of the servants have been remedied as the procedure proved difficult. the others will perish, and eventually I will have to create more of them to keep my experiments running. Note that the injection of vaccinated blood will work as a shield long enough to pass the sewers without any risk of infection. It will do fine for prisoner transport. So am I gonna have to make one? But he's still stiff from rigor mortis. He can be older than a day.
Daniel, do you hear me? Have you changed your mind?
Okay. I fear for Daniel, for he is reckless. He is tainted by the approaching shadow and will not be able to pass the gate. Will he be able to accept this in the end? My love, I've seen evil in him. How am I to trust him with the truth? What cruel irony that I have to do unto him what Agrippa did unto me. Oh, that's a lot of bodies. I don't have to dig through their bodies, do I? Let's close that back. How many people did y'all kill? Excuse me. Unfortunate. Am I missing something? Oh wait. My bad. You're not trying to. There. Alright, now you can do the school. Very nice. I feel like there's more to it than that, but the door's open. Wrong door, loser!
Whatever it takes. 3 days now.
I went the wrong way.
This room! Hey! Anybody! Am I all alone here? Help! Help! I'm so tired. If I sleep, will I wake from this nightmare? If not, then my sleep.
Alexander knew there must be a way to finish the ritual before it was too late. He had to teach his friend to harvest the vitae. That much was certain. The vitae. I don't die myself. Alright, calm down. Alright. If you're good enough to see slightly, then you're good enough to walk. Henry Bedloe went to class carrying the anger of his bitter mother. He never cried, and he made other cries instead. Pain is like that. You either become sad or you become angry. Henry always chose the latter.